First show of 22 here in Boston. Guys, it is snowing, it is freezing. I'm from Florida, I've only seen snow once. This is the most snow yet, but super excited to be back in the city because it was a great card show last time. Didn't go to Causeway show, I went to my friend's flipping card show, but I really enjoyed that. And even better, I love the food here, both the pizza and cannolis. So we're gonna see how we do at this card show. Take a look at this over here.
Tired of paying 10%, 15%, or more to sell your cards, comics, and digital collectibles? How does 1% sound? Too good to be true? Well, not anymore. MySlabs.com is the web's premier user-driven marketplace for buying and selling slabbed cards, sealed wax, and now, slabbed comics and digital collectibles. So the next time you're forced to pay 10% or more to sell something from your collection, head over to MySlabs.com and join the 1% revolution.
First initial thoughts on the show. So went around, there was a ton of dealers that had modern cards, but I really couldn't find much vintage. A few dealers had singles of vintage, but there was no really dedicated vintage sellers. So that's a little bit disappointing. And one of the vintage sellers used book for everything, and the card was $200, trying to sell it for $1,000. You can't really do that. You can't buy those type of cards. But did notice there's a ton of non-sports, mostly kind of like Pokemon or trading card game stuff, but all across the board, tons of modern. What I noticed at this show more than anything else though is the abundance of hockey. There's a ton of hockey, so if you're a hockey collector, you need to be at this show because you're gonna find a lot of stuff. Vintage side, not much unfortunately. First pickup here at the Causeway show is this Knute Rockne relic from National Treasures. If you don't know Knute Rockne, he's a legendary coach from Notre Dame. In fact, he's easily a top 5 college football coach of all time. So really cool. I think this is number 249. Another pickup here at the Boston show. How to get a local Boston player, David Ortiz. I picked this up from Looking for Gems. Give him a follow on Instagram. Numbered to 10. Just picked up this Paul Goldschmidt. This is a 2011 Cognac. It's a red. These were only in update. Picked up for $45. Just going through a random box. Found a John Sullivan from 1923, so I picked this up for $40. One of the greatest boxes of all time. What have you seen move the most so far at the show?
So today already I've sold out of all my Mac Joneses, obviously being in Boston. That's a huge presence at the card shows, as well as Joe Burrow after the last 2 weeks of him absolutely crushing it. Jamar Chase's, I have absolutely sold out of both of those. Those three have been big. All the quarterbacks, the 2020 class has really been huge in the NFL. A lot of prospect baseball as well. Lewis Roberts, Wando Franco, some other guys, some big names for the Sox like Devers and Tristan Cases that's coming up, stuff like that. That's what's been moving today.
So a lot of things at the show today have been Brady moving around. Brady's at a premium price. His market's been going up. And for basketball, we got Steph Curry, a lot of requests for that going around, and some John Morant currently. So it's a good buy at this point.
Hey man, this is CT from Kicks Consultant. I've been doing F1 tickets for the past 6 months. Right now I have Michael Schumacher's first retirement, and it's signed by the legend himself. This is right now a 101 probably. I've been trying to focus on, as you can see, a lot of the debuts and the milestones. And yeah, hopefully F1 tickets are going to the moon.
I'm here with Sully Sports Card. Actually, I know him from Twitter. So you actually bought, first off, some cards from Card Story, right?
Yes. Card Story, I picked up these two. I'd say within like a month in between the two. This is a pretty rare Japanese Garrick and Ruth, and then a 55 Aaron. So I picked up these two cards on Card Story. Shout out to Card Story. Today I picked up these two T206 cards I was looking for. I'm looking for Hall of Famer T206 portraits. I have a Nap Lajoie and a Matthewson portrait.
Checking in here from the Causeway Card Show. Picked up this Kawhi Leonard rookie National Treasures on card auto from Chris Costa. This is going to be a big play for the year. I definitely think Kawhi's going to come back. This stuff's super undervalued. So great card. Happy to have it.
Well, the cooler stands here at the Causeway Show as well. Bunch of mixture of everything from music cards, also hockey. But one thing I noticed is you had a whole collection of women in sports. You want to talk a little bit about it?
Sure thing, yeah. I think it's one of the biggest opportunities in 2022 and beyond. Women's sports are on the rise. We've got a ton of graded and raw, women's soccer, women's basketball, Olympic sports, all things like that. And when we highlight those on Instagram, we get more feedback and likes than when we highlight the men's cards. So there's definitely a rabid following. So I definitely recommend you to go invest in some good women's WNBA women's soccer cards.
Always cool seeing some rock cards at a show. Picked up this lot of 4 for $75. Headlined by the Dave Grohl rookie from 1994. If you don't know, Dave Grohl was the drummer of Nirvana and now is the lead singer for Foo Fighters. Also played drums on Queens of the Stone Age. Excited because I get to see them another month at Innings Festival in Arizona. All right, final thoughts of the show. What do you think?
Fun time. Not a lot of buying. Not a lot of good buying opportunities, but always a fun time hanging out with everybody. This is the kind of show I went to more see the people, not really do the business, but still a fun time.
Yeah, I mean, I'll agree with that. First, there's like very little vintage, but some of the modern stuff was so expensive, I can't afford it. But it was a cool show. I really like the venue as well. So right next door to the venue is this pretty cool food market. And there's probably 20 or 30 different places ranging from hamburgers to lobster rolls. So I'm gonna walk around to see what I can end up getting to eat, but pretty cool if you're at the show. All right, so we're about to head back to the hotel. We're gonna catch a basketball game tonight. So who's playing? It's
Knicks, Celtics.
Yeah, so this is my first ever basketball game, NBA wise. I mean, I went to like 1 or 2 in college, but I know nothing about basketball. This will be interesting to see a professional game for once. All right, guys, that is the end of the Boston Causeway Card Show. Next week is Dallas. Catch you there.